Sarah comes up after the news at 5. We return tomorrow with Alicia Dixon and Richard Osman. Good evening.
BBC News at 5 o'clock. This is Mike Powell. The government has laid out the bills it says will level up the UK and the Queen's speech, but Labour says ministers have run out of ideas. Rebecca Vardy insists she had no choice but to bring a libel claim against Coleen Rooney as the High Court case gets underway. And it's full time for one of the world's most successful computer games. The government has set out its agenda for the next year with proposed legislation to improve transport, schools and health services featuring in the Queen's speech. It was delivered by Prince Charles at the state opening of Parliament due to the Queen suffering from mobility issues. Ministers also signalled that they would use post-Brexit powers to reform business regulations and introduce a Bill of Rights. Boris Johnson said the proposed legislation would help level up the UK.
This Queen's speech delivers on our promises. It will not only take us through the aftershocks of COVID, but build the foundations for decades of prosperity, uniting and levelling up across the country.
Opposition parties criticised the speech for not doing enough to address the concerns of people who are struggling with the rising cost of living. The Labour leader, Sir Keir Starmer, accused the Prime Minister of being out of touch.
We need a government of the moment, with the ideas that meet the aspirations of the British public. This thin address, bereft of ideas or purpose, without a guiding principle or a roadmap for delivery, shows just how far this government is from that.
The Irish Prime Minister, Micheál Martin, has urged Boris Johnson not to take unilateral action on the Northern Ireland Protocol. They've discussed post-Brexit trading arrangements on the phone as the stalemate over forming a new Stormont executive continues. Mr Martin urged his counterpart to intensify talks with the EU. Rebecca Vardy has denied leaking information to newspapers as she gave evidence in her libel case against Coleen Rooney at the High Court. The long-awaited trial involving the two footballers' wives started this morning. Lizo Mazimba is following the case.
The public dispute between the two began after Mrs Rooney said in a series of social media posts that she'd carried out an investigation into who'd been leaking stories about her to The Sun. She said that she'd posted false stories on her Instagram that could only be seen by Rebecca Vardy's account, and that those stories had subsequently been published in the newspaper. Coleen Rooney's barrister, David Sherborne, told the High Court that Mrs Vardy had the means, motive and opportunity to leak stories about his client. But giving evidence, Rebecca Vardy said that she respected other people's privacy.
A fund set up by the podcast host Deborah James, who has terminal bowel cancer, has raised more than £1 million in less than 24 hours. The presenter of the You, Me and the Big C podcast revealed last night that she was receiving hospice care at home, saying her body couldn't continue anymore. She said she can't believe the response the fund has had.
And I'm absolutely mind blown, and I just cannot thank people enough for their generosity, because it just means so much to me. It makes me feel utterly loved, but it makes me feel like we're all kind of in it at the end together, and we all want to make a difference.
You can watch the full interview with Deborah James on BBC Breakfast tomorrow morning. Britain and the United States have accused Russia of hacking a satellite communications provider as the war in Ukraine began. The strike on Viasat hit the Ukrainian armed forces an hour before the invasion started and also caused communications blackouts and affected wind farms in around 20 European countries. The games company Electronic Arts says it will stop making the FIFA video game series. The studio has been responsible for the franchise since 1993 and it's one of the best known and most profitable series in the industry. Our gaming reporter Stefan Powell has more.
Around 150 million people worldwide play FIFA video games, but from autumn next year, they will no longer exist in their current form. Instead, Electronic Arts says it will create its own branded football experience called EA Sports FC. By breaking away, the company says it will be able to strike more branding deals and create more of a football content hub, not just a video game. The company hopes this vision will keep hold of a player base, which is the key to its success.
Football Manchester City have confirmed the signing of the Borussia Dortmund striker Erling Haaland. It's believed the Premier League champions have agreed to pay the Norway internationals £51.25 million release clause. In the city, the 100 share index has closed up 27 at 7,243. The weather turning drier in the south of the UK tonight, but showers lingering in the north. BBC News, it's 5:05.
Mike, thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Introducing to you, Sarah Cox. BBC Radio 2.
And thank you very much to Mr. Steve Wright for what can only be described as a fantastic show, Steve. Thank you very much. He's doing double high five. Is that a high 10? There's not a bank robber in there. It's not holding his hand. Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, everyone in between, welcome to your thoroughly charming Tuesday tea time extravaganza. Imagine I'm a piñata stuffed full of fabulous radio. Well, smash me open with a big stick and behold all the sweet stuff that tumbles out and scatters around. Fistfuls of brilliant tunes, fantastic features to get the old grey cells in gear, and of course, our special guests. Use lot! Give me everything I need now on 88.291. As it is a Tuesday, there's Fast Track, plus First and Last, the half hour, and slip into something slinky for the Sarahs, plus Bye Bye Ball and Lesson Learned. I'm excited. Jeremy's excited.
Why is she taking things out of her bra, reading them, and then eating them?
Answers on a postcard, please. Music then.
This is that ice cold Michelle fight for that white gold. This one for them hood girls, them good girls, straight masterpieces. Stylin', wildin', living it up in the city. Got Chuck's on with Saint Laurent. Gotta kiss myself, I'm so pretty. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. And my band bought that money. Break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. 'Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. 'Cause Uptown